If you've just relapsed on Nofap and you're feeling shame, guilt, and maybe like a complete failure, stop what you're doing and watch this video first. What I'm about to share completely changed how I view porn addiction and recovery. I see this all the time, guys beating themselves up after a relapse, promising themselves that they'll try harder next time, that they'll have more willpower, more determination, and I get it. I really do, because I was stuck in that exact same cycle for many years. Here's the thing that nobody in the Nofap movement seems to understand, and trust me, I've worked with hundreds of men struggling with porn and sex addiction. When you're dealing with a real addiction, willpower alone will never get you to where you need to be, never. And today I'm going to show you exactly why that is, what's actually happening in your brain when you relapse, and most importantly, what you need to do differently if you want to break free for good. But first, let me explain what Nofap actually is, because there's a lot of confusion out there. Nofap essentially is a movement, typically of men, who have made the decision to stop using porn and stop masturbating. The core idea behind it is actually really good. Without constantly draining your sexual energy with porn and masturbation, you can become the man you're supposed to be. You have more energy, you have more effective, you're not wasting time that could be spent on your career, your family, all the things that actually matter. But here are the main points I want you to think about. Number one, the problem with pure willpower. You know what happens when you just try to white knuckle your way through recovery? I see this pattern over and over with guys I work with. They get a couple of days clean, maybe a couple weeks, sometimes even a month, and then they relapse. And what do? They get even more determined. They promise themselves, this time I'll try harder, this time I won't fail. I did this in my own recovery too. I'd make these ironclad promises to myself, swearing I'd never do it again, and I'd make it a certain length of time, feeling strong, feeling in control, until I wasn't. Then I'd relapse, and all the shame, all the guilt, and all those feelings of being a complete failure would come crashing back, and the cycle would start all over again. Here's why this approach fails every single time, and this is absolutely crucial to understand. A real addict, whether it's porn addiction or sex addiction, is someone who, no matter how strong their desire to stop is, no matter how severe the consequences are, they can't do it through willpower alone. That's literally what an addiction is. The behavior continues despite their best wishes to stop. Number two, the real root of addiction. So why does this happen? Why can't we just stop even when we desperately want to? The answer lies in understanding what addiction actually is, and this is where most people, including a lot of the Nofap community, get it completely wrong. We don't act out with pornography and masturbation just because it feels good. Yes, sex feels good. There's nothing wrong with sex itself. But for a sex addict or a porn addict, we're actually using it to mitigate internal pain or negative emotions in our life. Think about that for a second. The addictive behavior isn't the actual problem, it's actually the solution we found to deal with the underlying issues. That's why just trying to stop the behavior without addressing what's underneath is like trying to stop a leak by mopping the floor. You might keep things dry for a while, but until you fix the actual pipe that's broken, that water is going to keep coming back over and over again. Hey, if you're resonating with what I'm saying so far and want to learn more about how to heal the underlying issues, click the link in the description below to join my free training on breaking free from porn addiction. Number three, understanding the relapse cycle. Let me break down exactly what happens in this cycle, because understanding this is absolutely critical. When we just try to stop the behavior without dealing with the underlying issues, here's what happens. First, all the internal turmoil, all those underlying issues we've been medicating with porn, they start to build up. It becomes overwhelming, we get restless, irritable, and discontent. And what do? We go to the one thing we know will make all that go away and make us feel better, the acting out behavior. We do it, we feel better for a moment or maybe even longer than a moment, but then we emerge remorseful. We promise ourselves we're never going to do it again, but after a couple days that internal pain starts bubbling up again, it turns into the obsession, we start acting out again, and the cycle continues over and over and over. Number four, the real solution. If just making a decision out of pure might to stop isn't working for you, that's actually an indication that you may be dealing with a real porn addiction. And what you need isn't more willpower or another 90-day challenge. What you need is an actual intensive program that deals with not only helping you stop the behavior initially, but also simultaneously treats those underlying issues. When we do that, when we actually address the root causes, when we heal the underlying issues, something amazing happens. The mental obsession starts to go away. It becomes much easier to stop because we're not constantly fighting against this internal pressure. We're not trying to white knuckle our way through recovery anymore. That's true freedom. I know this might not be what you wanted to hear. Maybe you're hoping for some quick tips, tricks to help you get through your next urge. But if you've been struggling with this, if you keep relapsing despite best efforts to stop, what I shared today might be exactly what you needed to hear. The truth is, real recovery isn't about having more willpower. It's about healing. It's about looking at yourself, looking at your internal reactions to life, your beliefs, your fears, and doing the real work to heal those underlying issues. When you do that, stopping the behavior, stopping the porn and the masturbation becomes much easier. If you're ready to take that next step, to go beyond just trying to white knuckle your way through recovery, check out my other videos where I break down exactly how to start healing those underlying issues. Because remember, you're not failing because you're weak, you're struggling because you're trying to solve the wrong problem.